PDP has set up a committee, a zoning committee, but the zoning committee says we do not have any mandate to zone the presidency or vice president rather to and other political offices to either north or south. Let's discuss the politics of zoning very quickly as we round off. Ambrose, let's get things started with you in the coal city. I wonder what your thoughts are about this move by the PDP. Is it political?
My governor, Right Honorable Dr. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, is the chairman of that committee. And the last meeting that was held in a government house here in Enugu. And then because Nigerians have been speculating on what actually is the function of the committee. Many Nigerians were thinking that their function was actually to zone elected positions for contestation, for example, for president to come from south, all those kind of zoning arrangements. But the committee had to very clearly define their terms of reference and stated that their terms of reference actually has to do with zoning for political office inside the PDP as a party and not who we contest what. And so saying that was very, very clearly defined, and Nigerians now know better. The committee, I must respect them for their judicious steps because they didn't want to stray beyond their terms of reference and therefore spoke of issues in the politics. And if people can stick to their terms of reference like this, most of the things they do, I think we'll have a peaceful atmosphere to run our political system.
So your governor is the chairman of that committee, the governor of Enugu State. We'll come back to you and check in with you very quickly as we round off. Gentlemen, so let's discuss this for a moment, this issue of zoning. I think it's sparking a lot of debates and controversies in very recent times. Well, I understand the politicking for 2023 has begun, gentlemen.
Since yesterday.
The politics for 2023 has long started. In fact, it started immediately after the election, and Mr. President was declared winner of the election. So it has been going on. And that's why you've been seeing a lot of crisis in the two major political parties.
Let me ask, why are the parties not coming out plain to tell us that, look, this is our stand. We want the president to come from here. We want the vice president to come from here. We want our national chairman to come from here. Why are they just
the truth of the matter on ground is this? The truth of the matter on ground is this. If you are going to look at it very well, the zoning headache is actually a property of PDP. They started zoning in 1998. So it's their property, it's their headache. But my take generally is the president...
Though some schools of thought would give it to the era of the Abiola era. I can't remember how some schools of thought argue it.
Whatever you want to do it. If you want us to take it back then, let's take it back then. Back then did any political party zone the seat of the president to a particular area? No. I mean, I was a university student then. I was in UniJOS then when Abiola, Yar'Adua, and everybody converged in JOS for the National Convention of SDP to select the presidential candidate of SDP then. And I remember vividly, quite well, Sonny Okosun and Chief Abiola's son came to UniJOS to ship supporters, young boys, young girls, to the stadium to go and canvass and beat the drums for Chief Abiola. And let me also tell you then that Chief Abiola had to beg Yar'Adua to pull down his candidate, who is Atiku Abubakar, in order for him to become president. And the deal, of course, Abiola too pulled off the rock off Yar'Adua because the deal with Yar'Adua was not respected at the end of the day. So that's history. Now let's come back to this situation. Now this particular situation, like I said, is a headache, is the problem of PDP because they came up with it. They came up with the structure, they had the structure. But my own take is this. Is the president that we're looking for, is he a president of a particular region or is he a president of Nigeria?
Of course, we're looking for the president.
If we are looking for the president of Nigeria, then we should look around Nigeria and look for a qualified president.
Irrespective of where he
irrespective of where he comes from. But because if you are looking for a president and you say, okay, this region, give us a president, If the region decide to give you an entity, you will take it.
Okay. All right. Tony, so because we understand how the southern governors...
It can't work like that in Nigeria.
It's not possible.
It can't work like that in Nigeria because of the way Nigeria is structured. You have different religion. You must have something to tie to. So for fairness and equity, we have to rotate it. We need to rotate it because we have the best in all parts of this region we're talking about. You don't, the best of Nigeria is not domiciled in a particular region. We have it dotted around the country. So if you say zone it to this place, they will have best, we have people. You have people who can hold this country and hold it well. You can't put it in and say, let this region people. No, it can't work. It can't work. And that is what is, causing the agitations we're currently facing.
Because I understand.
It must rotate. You must zone. You must zone. Because you cannot have the president, for instance. You have the president for one place, the vice president for one place, the senate president, the speaker, and all that. There'll be crisis.
I agree.
Crisis. So that zoning is so important.
Yes.
You ask the question why the two parties are dragging who's going. Well, of course, they are waiting for the other person. Because, for instance, we know where PDP is.
I understand the APC has even shifted their convention.
Yeah, because they are still waiting for PDP to decide. Because, of course, everybody knows what's going on. The APC, for instance, they've been cutting the former President Goodluck Jonathan. And so, in other words, they are like looking to the south, and PDP is looking in the direction of the north, and that's why they want to zone their chairmanship to the south. But that has not been clarified yet. Until the moment it's clarified.
Because the argument was that when the PDP was in government the last time, we had a president from the south,
yes,
who was President Jonathan.
Yeah.
So that's what, for me. Zoning is important.
But if you also want to look at it that way,
Nigeria today is not Nigeria of yesterday. You're talking about.
If you look at it very well and you want to balance it, I'm not really against the zoning thing. But you see, the truth of the matter is that if you want to balance it very well, in 2015. The PDP zoned the presidency to the south, where Jonathan contests, and then you have a northern candidate in 2015 in APC. In 2019, you have two northern candidates. Now, whether one is better than the other, I can't say. I don't want to double.
But you know that was calculated for political reasons.
I can't double. I don't want to double into that this thing. But the question on the table of Nigerians is that in 2015, were we equitably given choices to make? Was there a true choice for Nigerians to make? Did you see candidates that you can look at it and say, okay, based on what is on the table from this guy and from this guy, I think I'll prefer this guy?
Of course,
was it a case because these are
Nigerians voted?
Of course, Nigeria voted. Was it a case of having two evils on the table, or was it a case of having one evil and one good? And
there are other political parties. That's
where I
chose to go with this big one.
That's where I'm going to. That is where I'm going to. That it should not be a situation where these two big ones will decide the future of Nigeria. It should be that all political parties in this country decide who they bring in and what they bring to the table, and let it be that it is what is presented to the table of Nigerians that Nigerians decide. For me as a person,
which Nigeria will decide?
That the Nigerian people will decide. For me as a person, I would love to see a situation whereby Nigerians can go right deep down
and choose
from
a bouquet of
not just out of this APC and PDP, but we have a bouquet of almost 60 political parties. Okay. Please go around.
I think I understand the likes of Jega.
Exactly.
They're trying to form
something. So let's give them some time. Even though some persons are going to pull out, I understand Donald Duke, former governor of
PDP,
has pulled out of it. Ambrose, I don't know if you're still standing by with us. Let's just. If you are, I wonder what your closing thoughts are as the days go by, the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, and then getting less than 15 months really till the 2023 elections, less than or just about 15 months to the 2023 elections.
What I would tell Nigerians is that we are having political miscalculation. we wait till we are presenting us with a ballot box where the choices have been made. When we have ballot boxes in our presence to vote for, the choices have been made already. It is actually now that Nigerians should become politically conscious to ensure that the candidates that each political party is throwing up are credible candidates that will be a better omen for Nigeria. For example, if you allow the political parties to do their primaries and come up with anybody there, then that means you have no choice. Therefore, the citizens, card-carrying members of political parties, and all responsible Nigerian citizens should look forward to see how the internal party politics is being played right now and ensure that the right candidate is gotten from each political party. I want to comment on the zoning. The zoning issue is that, as Tony has said, is something that I've come to say. I even advocate that this zoning arrangement, just like some other European countries and some other countries in the world, have enshrined it in their constitution, where provinces take turns to produce presidents. Nigerians should enshrine this zoning thing into their own constitution. And the geopolitical zones are creation of the PDP. I think it should become constitutional so that it becomes part of our law, and the presidency should be rotated along this geopolitical zone. In that way, there will be less friction. There will be, you know, when it gets to you, and then by that way, Nigerians can prepare better as the turn comes.
It's a good place to anchor our conversation. We'd like to thank you most kindly, media consultant and public affairs analyst Ambrose Igboke, live for us from the coast city. And good to see you, Ambrose.
Thank you very much, Kelly, for having me.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.